Welcome to this week's episode of Mark Levinson Reveals. I'm Shae Brock and I'm talking about the creative process behind making a record, as well as revealing a never before heard sneak peek of a new remix I have coming out at the end of the month. Dreamers Club was inspired by San Francisco, actually. I was up in San Francisco writing with my friend Jim. One night we were gonna leave the studio and I said, "Hey Jim, can you maybe just turn on the mic for a minute or two? I have this idea that just came to me. It's called Dreamers Club." And the entire melody a cappella just completely flowed out into the microphone. Sometimes music writes itself, other times you're sitting there for hours trying to figure out two words. I felt like Dreamers Club was the right thing to call it because the stories that were on the EP were just very romantic and cinematic and dreamy, and in a very cheesy, non-cheesy way, but cheesy. I am a dreamer. Originally it was only going to be 5 songs, but I wrote this song called Shithem and Pooh, which means I love you a little bit in French. Shithem and Pooh is a demo, but I felt like it was very live-esque and fit the whole walking into a cafe in France and this girl's up there singing about being in love with you, but just a little bit. I'm really inspired by traveling and meeting new people and architecture. My song Hollywood Mansion was actually inspired by a Hollywood mansion in the hills, being at a party, meeting somebody very special. Diamonds and rubies and pearls, all of the beautiful things in the world. They would mean nothing if I was your girl. I think just living in LA, being able to see these iconic landmarks every day, like the Chateau or legendary concert venues that have so much history behind them, really inspires the way I write and the stories that I tell, and even the stories that I'm living. My favorite part of the process with this EP was definitely being able to create the look and the visual. Hollywood Mansion was definitely my favorite. I got to wear a gorgeous silk gown and go to a mansion and dance like I was at the Great Gatsby, and that was so much fun. I love fashion and I love creating looks and being able to tell the story on another level with images and pictures rather than just the sound and the lyrics. But I think it's the whole thing that really creates like a moment. My sound's really inspired by old rock and classic songwriters. Growing up, my parents played the Rolling Stones and Tom Petty and Stevie Nicks, and I love listening to that music. I feel very at home when I listen to that music, and I've always had a thing for a really good guitar solo. So that's probably why my music sounds the way it does. And for the moment we've all been waiting for, the Gabriel John remix of DNA. And that is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you learned something cool about the creative process. Maybe you're gonna go write a song or have a great dance party with DNA. Make sure to follow Mark Levinson to catch all the great episodes and learn something new every week.